Hello and welcome back to Suspended Animation. I am your host, Dennis Patholkis, and this is Saturday Morning Blast Off. Welcome, everybody. Had a little few technical issues there this morning. As a matter of fact, I just had to restart everything at the beginning here when I was just getting ready to go. I had 2 minutes left, and sure enough, had to restart. And yes, I do have a little bit of a new setup here. Well, I just put the microphone on an arm now, and I actually have headphones in so I can hear myself. So there we go. And yes, Mufino, you are a moderator now. There you go. I just gave you a wrench. Yeah. So welcome, everybody. Hopefully everyone's having a nice day so far. And yeah, you didn't recognize that little wrench there next to your name, huh? Yeah. Whoops, as I knock stuff over here. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one since I am getting used to where everything is, in my arm's view here, if you will. So, you told her you were jealous. Yeah. So there's a lot of news this week. I don't know if you heard. There's a new episode of Blossom coming up. No, I'm kidding. God, there's been a lot of stuff going on in the news, but we're talking about genre news, not about the other crap that's going on in the world, because quite honestly, that shit's depressing. And it says more people roll in. I'll start off with some of the lighter stuff that we've got here. So one of the best things about this is that, excuse me, season 7 of the Venture Brothers is getting released on DVD on June 4th, which is huge for me because I want to take a look at that whole season all over again. That season is awesome. And yeah, it's very coherent, but also very esoteric as well. So yeah, so season 7's coming out on DVD. And as you can tell, well, you probably can't tell because Swamp Thing, I believe, is in the way. So is a demon as well. That's where Venture Brothers is hanging out over there, seasons 1 through 6. I have a tiny echo chamber effect. Is that what you're saying? How's that, Slurmy? Is that better for you? Does that work better for you? Just here, let me raise it up a bit more so I can shake everything out of the way. There we go. How's that, Slurmy? There we go. Now the echo effect is gone. Yeah, there we go. I can whisper too. How's that? Yeah, how's that, Stanley? A little less echoey now. I can hear myself, so that's a little bit better. Yes, I am going to be playing with my mic live on YouTube. That's the way it is. That's the way things go now. Yeah, you know me. I haven't. Even when I do videos that I've recorded, I don't edit them. Sorry, I just haven't. Yes, I know there's production value and all that kind of stuff. Those are where people actually get paid and all that stuff to do that. I don't. I'm just doing this for fun. So there you go. So this should actually be a lot better now. How's that? I can just lower my voice as well. Yeah, exactly. Here we go. A little bit further up and over. There. Now I can block my face completely. How's that sound? Whoa, hey. All right. Okay. So hamburgers pay me Tuesday. Yeah, thanks, Ed Brewer, for the wimpy reference. Where in the hell is this thing going? There. Sorry, yeah, I am fiddling with this thing on air as we speak. And I do need that pop thing in the way. Otherwise, you're all going to hear me spit into the microphone, which is not a good thing. There. Turn a little bit more towards me. Turn that a little bit more towards me. How's that sound? That sound a little less echoey for everybody? Yeah. All right. And yes, of course, the microphone stand is attached to the table. So every time I move the thing, it shakes the crap out of the picture. So there we go. What else we got going on today? Yeah, this one kind of irked me. This was announced yesterday. But Starz has renewed American Gods for a 3rd season. and names yet another new showrunner on the show. So this will be their third showrunner, mind you. Yeah, actually, they're fourth because the first season they had two showrunners. So, yeah. And I'm sorry, but Counterpart, what happened with Counterpart? Oh, that's right, they got canceled because yeah, there weren't enough viewers. But American Gods has the same kind of problem with their viewership, and they get a third season automatically just after one episode airing. So yeah, I'm not happy about that. Yeah, fuck Stars as far as I'm concerned. They're dead to me. I don't care what they have on. They could have a live action version of the Venture Brothers on there, and I'm not going to watch them. I'm not going to pay any money for them. Good morning, Dante. Good morning. Is that a condom on my mic? That is not a condom on my mic, Slurmy Scott. That is actually just the mic. It's got a steel mesh over here for your protection, and its protection as well. But yeah, now you can hear me in all my voice. You know, all the cadences and all that stuff. I can do different versions of it. There's little settings right over here. So there we go. I can even turn down the gain a little bit as well. Turn it up or turn it down. There we go. I'll turn down the gain a little bit. There we go. That way it's not as echoey. I don't know, Ed Brewer. If there's a live action Venture Brothers on Stars, I would really, really. It depends on who was actually cast in it for me to, yeah. And I would really have to think about it, and then more so likely I would just pirate it. Because yeah, the Stars is. Can you say I'm your father? I'm your father, Ricardo. I am your father. Hate Life Sex Bots. Oh, you know what? I haven't. I didn't get a chance to watch it last night. Movie Finobi. I honestly pretty much crashed out after the podcast yesterday. I was pretty damn tired. So yeah, I do want to take a look at it. I'll probably take a look at it today to see what's going on. But there we go. Yeah, I just didn't have time, unfortunately, and like I said, just exhausted. No, I'm not gonna fuck them while they're dead. So I mean, it's not that kind of thing. Excuse me. Wow, that actually is a lot better now. You can actually use that as your ringtone now, Ricardo. Ricardo, I am your father. That one just sounded weird, but hey, lots of animated nudity. Cool. That's what animation is missing. Is a lot of nudity. The yogurt was the great one. The yogurt one was great. Oh, interesting. I'll have to watch that one. So let's get on to the big news. Ezra Miller is writing a Flash script with Grant Morrison in an effort to keep his job as the Flash. He wants to keep his role. I just read this morning and started laughing because I don't know if anyone really wants him back as the Flash. He wasn't the best. And honestly, of course, that was not the biggest news of this week. I'm just kind of joking with you guys on that. But yes, he is writing a script with Grant Morrison, a Flash script. Yeah, Grant is going to be doing the writing, and Ezra's going to be going, oh, what about this? What about that? This would be cool. Hey, how about that? What about this? Does that sound cool? Does that work? Yeah, Movie Finobi. He doesn't have a fan base. He doesn't have a big fan base, and yeah, it's I don't know, man. I would really like this whole thing to go away and just have them reboot that whole thing, reboot that movie, reboot that character because the character they have sucks. I'm sorry. They just did a horrible disservice to Barry Allen. And again, it's all Zack Snyder because of the Zack Snyder murderverse that he's got going on. I mean, sure, Wonder Woman that came out of it was good, but that was because of Patty Jenkins. Superman sucks that they have in there. Yeah, it really does. And Batman was okay, but Affleck having his problems that he has, and then also getting old. So, Cheryl Lira, will Counterpart be picked up by another network? I hope so. Uh, right now, I'm not hearing anything about it at all, except from, I'm not even hearing about it really from Justin Marks, to tell you the truth, on Twitter, and I'm following him. So I don't know. Yeah. I know they're shopping it around, but who knows? Who really knows? Uh, Stanley Tweedle says, "What will happen to Suicide Squad 2 now?" It's still going on. Stanley Tweedle, he's almost done with it. With the script, I should say. He's going to film it. So, well, I'll get to that in just a minute. So, but this whole Ezra Miller thing with, writing a script with Grant Miller, or with Grant Morrison, excuse me, to get this movie up and running, because of course it's dead in the water. No one has any interest in it, especially WB. WB doesn't want to put any money into it because they don't have any faith in Ezra Miller. I mean, this kid cannot support a movie on his own. I'm sorry. You're going to need somebody a little more charismatic in this role, and he's not it. He really is not the one, and he needs to be more peppy. Barry Allen is kind of a smartass in a way. He's quick witted. That's the whole thing. It goes with him being a speedster. When you're a speedster, you have quick wit. You have the quips, all this kind of stuff. And quite honestly, if you really want to do it right, I would recast Michael Rosenbaum, since he voiced him already in the animated Justice League, and have an older Barry Allen. Do it where he's already established, and have Michael Rosenbaum come in as Flash. Yeah, Viking bitch. If WB wanted it, it would be done at this point in time. They would be putting money into it, and they would be promoting it, of course. But since they keep putting it on the back burner, and I mean, the last thing I read was they said 2021. Yes, Stanley Tweedle. That is Lex Luthor from Smallville. He's not a little too old. He's what is he? 32 now, somewhere around there. So he's not that old. 32 or 35, somewhere around there. Thanks, Movie Fanobi. Yes, I am on Twitter. So yeah, he is definitely not that old. You might think so because of God, and I'm blanking on his name, who played Clark Kent on Smallville. I see his face. Tom Welling. Thank you. There we go. Just finally. Tom Welling looks like crap for his 30s because he just kind of let himself go. But no, Michael Rosenbaum. He was in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. So WB got hoodwinked. Yeah. Yes, I will, Viking bitch. That's probably gonna be next month that I'll set up a Patreon. I haven't done that yet. I'm up to 180 subscribers right now. Thank you very much for everyone who subscribed and is watching. Very humbled by that. It's actually great when people come in and listen to me coughing into the microphone and just ranting about random stuff. So yeah, 180 is awesome. And thank you, everybody. And again, comment down in the chat, down in the comments down below, and also in the chat here, and what you guys want to, hear from me. I can only do a little so much, but I will take it into consideration. Or follow Suspended Fanimation on Glitter. What's Glitter? Do you mean Twitter? Thank you. 180 real subs. Yeah, exactly. I know what you're talking about, Morks. I hear what you're laying down there. So let's get on to the real news here. The big news that I've been dancing around. Disney rehires James Gunn to direct Guardians of the Galaxy 3. It's about damn time. So James Gunn, everyone knows he was fired from Guardians of the Galaxy 3 from Disney because old tweets from 10 years ago were resurfaced by some conservative hacks, and the tweets were actually jokes about rape and pedophilia. not the funniest thing to begin with, but that was kind of how he rolled back then. And some pictures also resurfaced of him dressed as a priest at a Halloween party, you know, a pedophile priest. So, yeah, it was kind of stupid to begin with, and it was just all a matter. It was tried in the court of public opinion, is really what it was. So Disney really never looked for another director because they were using his script. They were going to use his script anyway because it was done for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. They never really seriously looked for a director because they pretty much knew they were going to bring him back in. Kevin Feige was trying to do this. I know Bob Iger wanted him back in as well, but they couldn't because of the court of public opinion. They waited till everything died down, till more scandals came out, and this died down so they can just quietly, well, not so quietly, they just kind of said, okay, we're bringing him back in. And have you heard a lot of people up in arms about it? No, because yeah, it was a stupid firing to begin with. And yeah, I hope he doubled his salary too, Stanley Tweedle. Oh, Batista's definitely back. Batista was the loudest person in that room about what was happening to James Gunn, and he didn't get fired. So obviously he's back in the room. Yes, he's still there. Yeah, it won't be out until, well, I don't know about that, Stormy Scott. I know you're saying the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 won't be out until 2022, but don't be surprised. So he's going to be working on Suicide Squad 2. So the deal is right now, he's going to finish up Suicide Squad 2, and then he's going to start working on Guardians of the Galaxy 3 once it, excuse me, once he gets done with the press junkets for Suicide Squad 2. So, yeah, it does take focus from Captain Marvel. Yeah, Ed Brewer. It's, uh, they really, the whole Captain Marvel thing is blown out of proportion. It's a bad movie. One, yes, I know I'm going to get hate, downvotes and all that kind of stuff. It's just a badly done movie. That's all it is. Badly written. The last 20 minutes is a completely different movie than the first, hour and a half. That's all I'm going to say. And it shows. There's no message or anything like that in there. There really isn't. And I've said this before. If you want to, you can go back to last Saturday when I actually did the spoiler-free review, and you can, listen to what I said there. But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I'm pretty sure is probably going to be out 2021. Because we have 2019. I think they want the Suicide Squad out by the beginning of 2020. So if he's going to be done, then he should be working on that in 2020, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and have it out by 2021. Stanley Tweedle says, Anti-Trekker made a great video about all the stupid hate videos. Yeah, they're out there. There are millions and millions of hate videos out there. And quite honestly, I forget who it was who said something. A lot of people have said this, is when do we forget about just sitting back and enjoying something for entertainment value rather than having to dissect it? And the first thing I thought of was there's a movie called Undercover Brother that Eddie Griffith is in. It's a comedy about blaxploitation movies, and Dave Chappelle's in it. He's Conspiracy Brother, and Eddie Griffin walks in and goes, "Good morning, Conspiracy Brother," and he goes, "Good morning. What do you mean by that?" And then he goes into this whole tirade about how good morning is actually code. It's racist code, and he breaks it all down. And finally, Undercover Brother just goes, "Excuse me, Conspiracy Brother. Can you just give me a list of all these words that trigger you? That way I can avoid them." Yeah, the hot sauce coming from the watch, exactly, because if you come in contact with anything with mayonnaise in it, because mayonnaise is white people's stuff, it's just bad. Oh yeah, Viking Bitch. If you haven't seen it, it's awesome. Denise Richards Denise Richards is in it as White She-Devil, which is hilarious. And Neil Patrick Harris is in it. He's the intern in the Brotherhood. So he's the token white guy. in the Brotherhood, which is hilarious. um, I'm really looking forward to Avengers Endgame. Movie for Nobby says, "Yeah, you know what? Avengers Endgame looks kind of cool." Excuse me. And yeah, I can. I like the trailer, and it's kind of funny. They're quantum realm suits, and that's what those are. Everyone wearing the white suits; those are quantum realm suits. They're not space suits, and they look a lot like Star Trek. Not two. I think it's four. Star Trek 3 or 4, something like that. The uniforms that they had because they were white, and then they also have the little A symbol or the Starfleet logo. The Avengers logo looks a lot like the Starfleet logo. Yeah, and it was kind of funny. Moon Shinobi says, but Captain Marvel will totally ruin it. I, I don't know. I know everyone. I know they're filming 2 different endings, and they're going to test both to see which one does better. And the one that the one that actually does better is the one that's going to. And no, Gamora is not dead. She isn't. She is. We saw her alive as a child. She's inside the Soul Stone. There you go. There you go. Movie for Nobody says Black Exploitation. I remember I'm going to get you, sucker. Yeah, I'm going to get you, sucker. Is one of those. My favorite to this day is still a parody of it is Black Dynamite and the animated series because the animated series was also done by Michael Jai White, and he's been working on a sequel to that forever. And I really hope he gets it done because, quite honestly, Black Dynamite was the best parody of black exploitation movies ever made. Black Dolomite. Black Dolomite. I used to watch a whole bunch of those black exploitation movies, especially in film class and stuff like that. And that's kind of what got me hooked into them. And yeah, they're interesting. They're a lot of social commentary, I guess you could say, at the time, and very very interesting slice of life, if you will, even with them being outrageous as well. I like Trick Baby and Iceberg Slim Joint. I haven't seen that one. I might have to take a look at that. Yeah. So James Gunn is back directing Guardians of the Galaxy 3 with a script from him. Batista, from what I understand, is supposed to be in Suicide Squad 2 as well. He's been cast as Peacemaker. Yeah, he's cast as Peacemaker. I know they recast Will Smith, Deadshot. They brought in Idris Elba, so he's actually going to be now Deadshot, which is going to be interesting. Yeah, Gunn's loyalty. I mean, once you've worked with James Gunn and he likes you, and you're in. It's the same thing with Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder, he uses the same people. Supposedly, his entire film crew, they come around with they go with him to movie to movie to movie, and I'm talking like hundreds of people, not just a couple of people, but hundreds of people. And yes, Idris Elba is definitely a big, huge improvement over Will Smith. Because Will Smith, by the way, everything in his contract, he gets final say on everything. I don't know if you knew that. Yeah. So he changes scripts, he changes, and yeah, and it's you can tell it's been a detriment. He hasn't done a good movie since well, I'm talking about not the dramas and stuff like that. I'm talking like a good action movie. He hasn't done one since Independence Day. He's trying. What is it? He's got one coming out with called Gemini Man, and that one's supposed to be shot in 120 frames per second. Yeah, it's going to be a weird one. The guy who directed the first Hulk movie, I'm blanking on his name now at the moment. He's the one who directed it. So yeah, yeah, everyone likes Idris Elba. I mean, quite honestly, is there a bad movie that Idris Elba has done? I'm trying to think. Ang Lee, thank you, Ed Brewer. It was right there on the tip of my brain, but I couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't get it out there. So yeah, Ang Lee is the one who's directing Gemini Man, and he's trying to push really hard for 4K viewings. He's They're actually sending out instructions to projectionists on how to tweak their projectors to show this in the right frame rate. And I believe they're going to do it at 60 frames per second, Gemini Man. And Gemini Man is supposed to be about an aging hitman who has a clone made of him, who's younger, of course, who's hunting him down because he's too old now. Stormy Scott says, I like Men in Black, but Will Smith is past his sell by date. Yeah. I mean, you could say that about a lot of the Jerry action stars. And that's what I call them, the Jerry action stars, because they are geriatric. I mean, Schwarzenegger, Willis, Stallone, they're all in their 70s now. You know, that is the epitome of geriatric right there. Even Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson is 70. Yeah. Believe it or not. Still saw Creed 2. You know what? I skipped Creed 2, Ed Burr. I liked the first one. The first one was good, but it wasn't like one of those things I had to see in the theater. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I can wait till that comes out on video. I really don't need to run out and see it. Viking Bitch says, I never saw it, but I heard The Dark Tower was bad, and I'm a big fan of the books. Yeah, well, yeah, that's Ron Howard. Ron Howard, uh, you know, Little Opie Cunningham, as he's called. Yeah. He is not the best director. And he's great for stuff that you already know the ending to, like Apollo 13. But where there's no real stakes involved, and you can just kind of go through it, and it's there in the background while you're cleaning or doing other things. But yeah, it's nothing that is going to inspire you. Ed Brewer says he fights Dolph's son for the title. Yeah, I've seen the whole prospect of that, of Creed 2, and yeah, it still just didn't do anything for me. Even though I love Dolph Lundgren, even now with he has kind of I don't know, he's kind of just slid into that role of, he knows he's kind of cheesy when he does stuff, Dolph Lundgren, and he just embraces it and rolls with it, and I love it. Saw Barbarella yesterday. Jane was so hot. Yeah, Ed Burr. Barbarella was a great movie, and they've been talking about remaking that one too. I don't know how you can. Actually, no, I know how you can. You hire Noah Hawley, and you have him do it. That's how you do it. Yeah, boobs and low gravity. Exactly. Yeah, speaking of Noah Hawley, he has a script done for Doom, Doctor Doom, and he submitted it to Marvel. He knows that they've read it, and more than likely it's not going to get made because of the merger that happened with Disney and Marvel, or Disney and Fox, excuse me. And so he thinks it's pretty much dead in the water on that one, which is a shame, because I would watch the hell out of that. He's great at doing villains and making them sympathetic. Yeah, exactly. Doctor Doom by Noah Hawley. He's been working on this for a while. He turned in his first draft of his script. Exactly. Where can I enter my card number? Take all my money. Exactly. And yeah, it's a shame now that because Disney now owns Marvel and Fox, and all of the Fox properties, that they had, the Marvel properties that they had, Doctor Doom being one of them, it will probably never get made. If Disney was smart about this and Kevin Feige was smart about this, they would bring in Noah Hawley and have him do a proper Fantastic Four movie. That's all I can say right then and there. He already has the Doctor Doom script. Have him do the Doctor Doom movie and then roll it into a Fantastic Four movie. That's if they were smart. But yeah, I don't know where. I know it has to fit into the MCU realm. Hopefully, what they're going to do is, and I have a feeling this is where it's going to go, is that all they're going to do is with this next Avengers Endgame, they are going to the quantum realm. They are going to do time travel, and hopefully they just kind of reset the Marvel universe a bit. That's all I can say. When you reset it, then you can bring in like mutants. You can bring in the Fantastic Four. You can have all these anomalies that show up that weren't there before, and that's your way of bringing in mutants and Fantastic Four. Is there just an anomaly in the time stream because everything got changed? Yeah, it's a cop out, time travel. I mean, J.J. Abrams does it all the time, but because watch, that's going to happen in Star Trek episode or Star Wars, excuse me, Star Trek, Star Wars episode 9. So, with that said, let's move on. Oh, we found out. So HBO has, and the reason why I have the Game of Thrones dragon has the picture up there on the on this podcast is that HBO has finally confirmed dates and runtimes for the final season of Game of Thrones, which starts on April 14th. Yes, we have 432 minutes left of Game of Thrones. And yes, I will be covering it. I am going to be changing TV providers now that DirecTV Now has decided to raise their rates to cable rates. I figured I might as well just move over to cable. Cut out the middleman, and it's going to be $5 cheaper, and I get HBO in the package. So there you go. Yeah, Stanley, I'm seeing the colors change too. It is the sun. I have the sun coming in this way, and it's trying to peek its way in. So every time the tree moves, it changes colors. No, Stanley, movie Finobi, that is the same internet. So it's I'm stuck with one internet provider, unfortunately. It's until they roll that damn fiber optic cable. It's literally 120 feet down the street. That's what it is. It's called mood colors, Morks. It's how my mood changes. It just keeps, yeah. That's how fast it goes. It fluctuates that quickly. Yay for monopolies! Exactly, Stanley Tweedle. Yeah, it's see there we go. That just changed out right there. Green is for anger. No, I don't know what that is. I move that way, and I move that way. There we go, and it changes a little bit more. Yeah, the sun's been moving around here. Well, it's actually the tree. There's a gigantic tree. So what I'm facing is I'm facing sliding glass doors, and I have a balcony out there, and I have a big gigantic tree there. And at this time of year, the sun starts moving towards that side of the house and starts streaming in this way. Sometimes green is envy, but I'm not envious of the big, the big companies or anything like that. Slurmy has another mood ring. I don't know. I'm not going to even. No, that's bad. So, what else do we have here? So yeah, April 14th, HBO Game of Thrones starts. Yes, I will be covering it. I believe it's on Sundays now. Oh no, is it on? I think it might be on Fridays now. I can't remember what April 14th is. So I'm going to do something really stupid and do this while I'm on the air and see what April 14th is. Yes, April 14th is a Sunday. There we go. So yay, there we go. Sundays is going to be back with a different a different show. And I always murder this guy's name. I'm sorry. Taika Waititi has joined the TV series Time Bandits based on the Terry Gilliam movie for Apple TV. Terry Gilliam is also producing it as well, but I guess Waititi is going to be writing the first episode and directing it as well. And with that, I said, well, shit. I guess I'm going to have to actually watch that first one. Yeah, I wasn't about to. I wasn't about to watch Apple TV, but with Gilliam involved and Waititi, I'm going to have to take a look at it at least. Excuse me. I demand move. No, you were put on timeout for Mikey, bitch. Do your duty. Oh God. Yeah. Uh, Heal his light throat. Oh God. Yeah, it's. I don't know how I feel about that. About doing Time Bandits as a TV series. Hey, Pen Farm Girl. Can it work? Um, yeah, I don't know. And yeah, it's yet another fucking streaming service. I mean, Warner Brothers also is talking about putting out a streaming service now too, and I'm like, where does it end? You know what? You have all these damn streaming services where you're paying $10, $15 a piece, and not all of them have great content. But yeah, I'm just kind of tired of it at this point. There's too much of it going on. Viking bitches, I love Time Bandits. I can't imagine it without Gilliam. Yeah, he's executive producing it. He of course is getting money. I think after what happened with 12 Monkeys, where he had nothing to do with it, and they made a pretty decent series out of it without him. He saw the writing on the wall there, and he decided to make some money off of it. Also, it'll fund all his passion projects as well. So when he gets that kind of money, John Carpenter does it all the time. He lends out his name to it, and you know, crappy movies get made. He gets money. Yeah. Oh, look at Halloween. Halloween's been redone now, like what, 5 times? So by different people. And Rob Zombie wants to take another crack at it again. God. Yes, Viking, but you do live to smite trolls, and you do a good job of it as well. Especially last night. Last night was a good one. Ah, so what else we got going on here? Yeah, that Don Quixote movie finally got finished. The studio owns it completely, Stanley Tweedle, and from what I understand, it saw the light of day and is coming out to DVD, if I remember correctly. Last I heard, so it is happening. Yeah, Rob Zombie needs to just kind of stay in the music realm. As you know, as the saying goes, "Stay in your lane, bro." Yeah, stick with what you know, man. I thought this was kind of funny. I don't know if anyone ever saw the movie The Hitman's Bodyguard with Samuel Jackson and Ryan Reynolds, and also Selma Hayek. Great movie, by the way. I actually bought it on 4K just because it's that damn funny. Selma Hayek in it is awesome, by the way. So they're doing a sequel to it, and they've added to the cast. Morgan Freeman's coming into it, and Antonio Banderas as well. Um, if you haven't seen the movie, it's probably on Amazon Prime or something like that. You can rent it there. And I am definitely on board for this one, 100%. So, San Andreas says the reviews for this one were not good as far as I remember. You're talking about The Hitman's Bodyguard? No, it was actually pretty damn funny. Uh, there's a great scene in there where Ryan Reynolds he's kind of done with it. So he is a bodyguard he's kind of fallen down on his luck, and he needs to transport a hitman to Samuel L. Jackson, who is in prison, to a testimony. Oh, Gary Oldman's in it too, by the way. Gary Oldman is the bad guy in it. And he has to transport him from London to Amsterdam with all these killers on their trail. And there's one scene where he finally just kind of gives up, Ryan Reynolds, and he's sitting there in Amsterdam. All the killers are converging on him because he's trying to, on Samuel Jackson, because he's trying to leave a note for his wife, who's in prison as well, who's Selma Hayek. Selma Hayek is his wife. And he's sitting at an outside bar, Ryan Reynolds, and he's lamenting to the bartender and says, "This is a man who single-handedly ruined the word motherfucker," which can be used for the real life Samuel L. Jackson. And I don't know why, but when I saw that, I just started laughing. It made me laugh as hell, just really damn hard on that one. Stanley Tweedle says, "Okay, with this cast list, it should be worth watching. Selma alone, yeah. Selma Hayek, her scene. She doesn't have that many scenes, but the ones that she's in are awesome. Especially the bar fight scene. The bar fight scene when he flashes back to how he first met her. Samuel Jackson flashes back to how he first met her, and oh my god, as a waitress in a bar, and she gets her ass grabbed, and she just kicks the shit out of all these guys at the bar as he sits there and watches. And it's and I believe it's done to the song Dreamweaver as well. So hey, Andrej Mark. Yeah, Once Upon a Time in Mexico was bad. And again, that was the downfall of Robert Rodriguez. That was when he started, I don't know, he became family man and started doing all those family projects and forgot how to do really good action movies. And I'll say this, Battle Angel Alita is one of those casualties. It's not good. It's kind of an interesting middle of a movie, but it really doesn't have a beginning. It doesn't have an end. It's a middle of a movie, and it's a middle of a movie. It just keeps going on and on and on. It's like there was some good stuff in there. All you need to do is focus on it, and maybe focused on that kind of stuff and added something beginning and end wise. Stormy Scott says Helma Hayek was great in Across the Universe as the sexy nurse. Yeah, and Frida Kahlo. Yes, Stanley Tweedle. Yes. Yeah, she can do everything. But I love that she's going to be back in a movie with Antonio Banderas again, and they're not going to be a couple in this, but something there's going to be some kind of snide comments somehow relating to this. They've already done it before with Samuel Jackson and Ryan Reynolds, so I'm pretty sure they're going to do it with her and Antonio Banderas. So yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun on that one. What else I got going on here? Oh yeah, that's right. Orphan Black. Anyone ever watch Orphan Black on BBC? I know I did. You know what? I still need to finish up season 5. I've been pretty bad about that. Um, yeah, but Orphan Black, the series might be in the works over at AMC. AMC is talking about, and they're not just going to, redo the series or anything like that. What they're going to do is they're going to use that universe, the Orphan Black universe, and create, tack on to the series, add on to it, if you will. So they're not just redoing the universe, rebooting it, or anything like that. They're actually continuing it and everything that's happening in that universe. So Andrej Merrick says, Orphan Black, I tuned out during season 4. It fizzled out for me. Yeah, Andrej Merrick, I hear you. I know there were some parts of it that kind of went, dipped down a bit, and it did the same thing for me. And then season 5 picked back up again, and then I forget what happened, but I wasn't able to watch it for some reason, and then I stopped and I forgot all about it. So I got to go back and pick it up. They sort of lost it towards the end, Stormy Scott. Okay. So Viking Bitch says Alfred Molina was great as Diego Rivera. Oh, okay. Talking about Frida Kahlo. Going back to that. Yeah, you know what, Stanley Tweedle? Tatiana Maslia, she was robbed. She should have gotten multiple Emmy Awards, quite honestly, because all those characters that she was doing, it's almost as good as, and I don't know the actress's name, who's playing Crazy Jane right now on Doom Patrol. She plays individual characters. Same thing with Eliza Coupe and Derek Wilson on Future Man. They played the same characters but in different timelines and did a great job of that. But Tatiana Maslany, she definitely deserved Emmys, multiple Emmys on that. Diane Guerrero, thank you, Marks, for Crazy Jane. Yeah, Diane Guerrero is doing an awesome job. And yes, Tatiana is better than Crazy Jane. I have to admit, Stanley Tweedle. I'm just saying that she's doing a great job as well. But yes, Tatiana. I know they were doing a little behind the scenes thing on BBC right after one of the episodes of Orphan Black, and they were talking about how the directors and the showrunners, when she would slip out of character as one of the other characters, are like, no, 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 we have to reshoot that because you did this, and it was like a little tiny thing that she would have done, and they're like, you need to do this movement, or you need to make, you need to have this kind of quirk about this character, and you need to use that, and so she would actually have all these little parts added in that she needed to do physically as well as acting out the scene. And yeah, that was just awesome. I can't believe Tatiana Maslany was in the running for Rogue One. She should have been. Yeah, I mean, God. Yeah, and counterpart not winning Emmys is definitely criminal. I mean, Andrzej Mark, again, that goes with Stars. Stars is just shitty. You probably missed that at the very beginning. I was talking about this. That Stars is pretty much dead to me. That they're gone as far as I'm concerned. I don't need to see anything from them ever again. Diane Guerrero was on Orange is the New Black, but in Doom Patrol, she actually gets to show off her acting skills. Yeah, I'm loving her. She is one of the best characters in Orange is the New Black. Or not Orange is the New Black. In Doom Patrol. There we go. She is one of the best characters in Doom Patrol. Sorry, I was focusing on the color change all of a sudden in the camera there. Ooh. There we go. I don't know why it's doing that severe of a color change. That's very weird. Yeah, Penn Farm Girl. Counterpart not getting it renewed. It's got to be picked up. It should be picked up. And I mean, come on, the production values, it can't cost that much compared to an American Gods or Doom Patrol for that matter. It can't be costing that much. And speaking of Doom Patrol, I know I already put it in my my review last night, but they had one of the best scenes in there of the little girl who Jane had been, and the Archon. The Archon is a giant in this other realm, and she brings out this big hand with claws, these very curved claws on it, and puts her claw underneath the girl's chin. And I was like, that's very comic book. That is very awesome the way they did this. It's just very, very cool the way they did that. Watching Dennis change colors is my new thrill, is what Slurmy Scott says. Yes. Yeah, it's mine as well. It looks very, you know what? It's almost lava lamp-ish in a way. Window. Stanley Tweedle says, could be that the sun shines out of your window. Not really. I don't know what's going on with this. It might just be the camera. Again, like I said, I had to reboot just before I started here. That's why I was just like that 1 minute late because I was having some issues with the computer. So it might be something that's going on the computer. Pick a filter and take the pick, damn it. Exactly. It's my mood lighting. And I have overhead lights going on too, and the lights are not changing, so they are stable. It's got to be the outside light is what's going on. All right. Did you enable auto white balance? That could be causing it. I know it has it in there, Andrzej, and that could be causing it. But I think it's more just having something's going on with Windows at the moment, as it is. It's fun to work with that every now and then. So, March 29th, the Santa Clarita Diet returns for season 3 on Netflix, and they dropped a trailer for it, and I'm very happy about it because honestly, I was not expecting much from this show, and it has surprised me greatly. It's hey Feisty, I am definitely wanting to see this again, and I don't know. I'm on the fence about Netflix shows about how to cover them, and that's why I haven't done anything like Russian Doll or The Punisher or anything like that because I'm really on the fence about how to cover them. Do I cover it all at once? Do I cover it episode by episode? And there's some stuff I want to cover, of course, and this being one of them, because the Santa Clarita Diet is pretty damn funny. If you haven't watched it, I definitely it's a comedy. It's zombie comedy. It does have Nathan Fillion in the first 2 seasons, and then he's done after this. So, uh, yeah, and Russian Doll was awesome, Nihilus. It was. It really, really was. Yeah, Feisty. You didn't have to work today, or are you at work right now? You probably are. And yes, Russian Doll is just awesome. Yeah, exactly, Ed Burr. It's a good old zombie comedy, and I like. Uh, oh, you didn't like the first Diet episode, Stanley Tweedle? I can see that. I mean, it's not for everybody, but it's pretty good. It's the first season. I was kind of on the fence of it too. I watched all the way through the first season, and then the end, I was like, okay, I need to see where this goes. And then the second season got a little crazier, as a matter of fact, and went into the realm of being really funny. But no, the acting isn't subtle. Uh, it's not subtle at all. It's over the top. It's supposed to be over the top, and that's it gets really silly the second season, which is what I liked. And then they kind of went into why this is happening to her, and I'm liking it. They did a good job with this, and so I'm definitely looking forward to the third season. This is something that goes underneath the radar. It's a small show, and again, this is one of those shows that I said it's not for everybody. You know, some people will like it, some people won't. It's not one of those shows that will be like everyone will universally agree that damn that's good. You know, like Doom Patrol. Everyone who watches Doom Patrol says, "Damn, that's good." That's all I can say. For this, yeah, you're going to be probably about 60-40 on that. 60% that will like it, 40% that won't, somewhere around there, which isn't bad. Viking Bit says, I watched the first season of Santa Clarita Diet. It was a little forced. I'll have to give the second season a try. Yeah, the second season was good. And I mean, the husband, now I'm blanking on his name. Now all of a sudden I see his face. Olfeld. No, not Olfeld. God, I'm telling you, man, old age is a bitch now at this point. Oliphant, thank you. Is when he starts going manic in the second season, like just going crazy because he doesn't know exactly how to handle all this stuff and handle his job at the same time. I felt for him, but also at the same time, it just made me laugh. It's he does a great job in it. Stanley Tweedle says some weird people think the Orville is bad. There's no accounting for taste. Yeah, I'm one of them. So yeah, I tried watching that last episode, man, and I tuned out completely. I mean, I got up and I started doing root canal on myself because it was a little more fun. But that's not to say that your tastes are bad and what you like to watch. I don't judge that about people. If you like it, you like it. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm not going to say you're wrong because you like it. So, yes, I can be harsh and Brewer, but still feel the love on it. That's all. You know what I mean? Yeah. So one of the other things that Disney Plus is working on right now, or D Plus as I like to call it, I don't know if anyone ever read. Well, they did have an incarnation of it. No, I don't have yellow fever, Stormy Scott. It's gone to white now. No, now it's gone to yellow. No, green. I'm sorry. Uh, D Plus is working on a animated version, and it's going to be a series of the Marvel series What If. Now, What If was a series of comics from the 70s into the 80s and then revived again in the 2000s, if I remember correctly. And I think it's dead again right now. Oops, sorry. Ooh, that was a bad one. And it takes popular storylines of the Marvel comics and says, well, what if this happened? Like the one that I posted on the picture for this podcast is what if Wolverine had killed the Hulk? when they met that first time? What if everyone knew that Daredevil was blind? Things like that. And I'm actually looking forward to it. So now with a lot of stuff that D Plus is talking about doing, I I might actually have to do it. I might have to bite the bullet and actually get a subscription when it comes out. Yeah. And yeah, that was one of my favorite comic book series, Nihilus. I believe I had the entire run at one point. Yeah, I think I did, with the exception of like the first like 10 of them or something like that. Yeah, that I had the entire run of the original series, and then I sold them all. So Stanley Tweedle says D plus between D and double D. Might be. I don't know if you're what sizing you're using on that one, but if it's the sizing I think you are meaning, it might be. I thought it was more of a grading of their shows, but that's all. Yes, and D plus is the worst name, but that's an interesting series that they're going to be bringing out. I mean, this along with Hulu doing the animated, MODOK series, Dazzler and Tigra, and Hit Monkey and Howard the Duck. Where the hell did all of a sudden all this Marvel animated stuff come out? Like the weird Marvel animated stuff, the stuff they should have been doing all along. And where the hell did this come from all of a sudden? You know? And speaking of weird stuff from Marvel, the Marvel Universe, Sony decided they want to get in on the game as well. So Sony's TV chairman is their new TV chairman, who has been, and I of course got the wrong link in that one. Sony's new TV chairman, Mike Hops, if I remember correctly, Hopkins, excuse me. There we go. Just announced that they're going to be making a whole bunch of Spidey related TV shows. And this is going to be under the, and I shit you not, this is what they're calling it, Sony's universe of Marvel related characters. And they're going to have a whole bunch of Spider-Man related TV shows that they have in the works. Now that is not working with Marvel. This is on their own that they're doing. Yeah, Ed Burr, I had that same exact look on my face that you have with the question marks in the chat there. What the fuck are they doing? And I'm pretty sure this is just their way of trying to really dig into the Marvel piggy bank, if you will, the Marvel Disney piggy bank. So supposedly they have 900 characters from the Spider-Man acquisition that they can use. And they are going to run full steam ahead with them and do Spider-Man related TV shows. Or as they call it, Sony's Marvel, or what is it? Sony's universe of Marvel related characters. Yeah, that's what I said too, Ed Brewer. I'm like 900. When I read that article, I'm like 900? Really? Whoever made that deal, and I'm pretty sure it was Avery Arid back in the 90s, needs to have the entire employee base of Disney just line up in one big long conga line, kicking his ass all the way down. So I don't know if Sony is circling the drain, Nihilus. They were getting ready to sell off a lot of things, but lately they've kind of righted the ship, if you will. They've righted the Poseidon. The Poseidon was slowly capsizing, and then somehow they're getting it back, and now it's just on its side. There is Pen Farm Girl. There's a Guardians cartoon that's out there. Yes. It's on Disney, if I'm not mistaken. So if you have a provider, you can log into Disney Now and you can watch your animated Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, it's Stanley Tweedle. I found it a little too kid-friendly as well. It was, granted, it's on Disney, and that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be kid-friendly. But although I have to admit, the new Star Wars Resistance went down the dark path all of a sudden. And it's Dave Filoni, man. I love that Dave Filoni, he will bring up, so he brings to Disney and goes, yeah, I've got a new idea for a kid-friendly Star Wars show. And I'm like, great, what is it? We're going to introduce these characters, and it's going to be very kid-centric, and they're going to have fart jokes and all this kind of stuff. And then about midway through the first season, it turns dark, and they kill the entire kid's family, make him an orphan. Well, that's Disney for you. And then everything just kind of goes down the dark path. Bruce Timm used to do this exact same thing to Warner Brothers with Batman. I have a great idea for a Superman animated show. And they're like, great, we want it. And then it would go off and veer into the dark side, and he would kill off characters on screen. Yeah, Stanley Tweedle, the Resistance show is ugly and silly the first 5 episodes or so, but I didn't spoil anything, Joker. I did not spoil anything. But if you watch the next half of that season, including what happened last week, because last week was part 1 of a part 2 episode, it went down a dark path. That's all I'm going to say. Quick, Dennis Rosfanobi. He can't reply. He's driving. No, that's just kicking him when he's on the road. He's back on the road, just in whisper mode, listening like Blue Thunder. Okay, Jaffo. That's what I'm gonna call Mufanobi from now on. I'm gonna call him Jaffo. I don't know if anyone knows what Jaffo is from Blue Thunder. Or knows what the hell Blue Thunder is. It's not a drink. It's actually a movie that was with Roy Schneider back in '79, if I remember correctly. God, that was a while back. Oh, helicopter. That's right, Brad Brewer. Just another Fanobi observer. Oh, I love it, Marks. Oh, I love it. It might have been 81, Alice. I know it was right there in the cusp of 79, 80, somewhere around there, 81. You get old, your memory starts to fade. That's what Google's for. And I didn't Google that one. That was just off the top of my head. Yes, that's the way it is, my head. Speaking off the top of my head, so we're having the last 3 episodes of Gotham come up here fairly soon. I mean, they took a hiatus this week. Next week, they're going to bring in Bane, and they're going to have Batman and the Joker in the very last episode. Batman's suit just got leaked online, what it's going to look like, and there's a picture of it. So everyone keeps asking, is the kid going to be playing Batman? Because it flash forwards 10 years into Gotham's future, the last episode. No. David Mamoose, I believe, or Mamoose, I never know how to pronounce his last name. They are going to take his face, like the bottom half of his face, and digitally put it on. They're going to age it a little bit and stick it on the actor who's playing Batman in the suit. And yeah, Andrej Marek, they are ending Gotham just when it's getting good. And I think, well, they don't have restrictions put on them anymore, so they can do whatever the hell they want. And I think that's the reason why it's gotten so good, is because they don't have all these restrictions that Warner Brothers has been putting on them. Like, oh, you can't show this, oh, you can't show that. They're like, fuck it, we're in the last season, we're going to show whatever the hell we want. Yeah. Yeah, we knew this from the start that it was going to end and it was going to go into the Batman. They already leaked the picture of the Joker, what the Joker is going to look like, and it is Jeremiah on that one. So Jeremiah, after he fell into the vat at Ace Chemicals, he looks pretty sickly now, but also chemically enhanced. He doesn't have any hair. It's all like stringy hair, but like it's Homer Simpson hair pretty much. And he's all white, like, chalky white. It's really weird. Yeah, Penn Farm Girl, I'm glad they allowed them to have a final season to go out as well. Ooh. You're right. That was one of the things I forgot to put in there, Joker. I knew there was something I was missing, in my lineup of stuff to talk about. So yeah, Esai Morales has been cast as Slade Wilson in Titans. And I don't know if that's going to save it, to tell you the truth. You need to get rid of one person, and that's, I don't know if he's the showrunner or if he's just writing stuff. But yeah, you need to get rid of one of the writers so that the other writers can take over. And yeah, and it's Akira Goldsmith. Goldman. There we go. Akiva. God, my brain is just this morning has been all over the place. So Akiva Goldsman, he sucks as a writer and needs to disappear, and they need to bring in whoever's writing Doom Patrol. I mean, well, I know Jeremy Carver is the one who is doing Doom Patrol, and he was, of course, on Supernatural. That's the reason why we got Ezekiel the Cockroach, who I found out that Ezekiel the Cockroach was actually supposed to be on an episode of Supernatural, but it didn't work in, so they put him on Doom Patrol instead. And for those of you who don't know what the hell I'm talking about, Ezekiel is a talking cockroach who basically is an evangelical preacher, if you will, talking about the end times. Every time there's an apocalypse happening, Ezekiel, the cockroach, is there and talking about bringing on the new God and welcoming the new God to bring about a new world, because cockroaches, of course, will be the only thing that survive an apocalypse, which I thought was pretty damn funny. Yeah, Joe Greer. Manu Bennett, there's no way in hell they're getting him back to play Deathstroke. He would have been awesome for it. Yeah, Morks. Everyone was waiting for a shoe to drop on Ezekiel. So, hey, Battle Marcus, what's going on? Adama's father from Caprica. Exactly, Pen Farm Girl. Yeah. Esai Morales is a great actor. I mean, and again, they've been using some good actors in Titans. They just, it's the writing that's bad. The writing really sucks. And when you can tell what an actor is going to say like 30 seconds before they say it, it's bad writing. Especially when it's going to be really cheesy and, I don't know, stereotypical, if you will. Yeah, then you know it's going to be bad. Yeah, Ezekiel the Cockroach is probably, it's one of my favorite side characters in Doom Patrol. And Jiminy Cricket for the 21st century. I love it. Yeah, Ezekiel is Jiminy Cricket for the 21st century. We're all going to die. I welcome the new god of death, the decreator. Oh my God. It's just, yeah, again, if you haven't seen it, so here leads into another story of mine. DC Universe, up until the 29th of this month, will allow you, and this is only for US residents, will allow you to watch the first episode of all of their new series, all their original series, if you will. So that is Titans, Justice Season 3, and Doom Patrol for free until the 29th. And that will let you know. And then there's also a free 7-day trial. So you can always do the 7-day trial and just binge watch everything and do it that way. Of course, Doom Patrol has not dropped all its episodes. They're doing one per week, which I like a lot better than the binge watching stuff, because binge watching just gets to be a pain in the ass trying to cover it for review purposes. Ed Brewer says, hey, I'm a U.S. resident. All right, there you go. Then you can watch the first episode for free. Do it. Yeah, especially Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol you'll really like. Titans will just piss you off. I'll tell you that right now, Ed Brewer. It really will. Young Justice was really good. So, yeah, the first episode of Doom Patrol, I was like, what the hell am I watching? What the fuck? Which is a great... All the characters now are saying this on the shows. What the fuck? Because there's always this weird stuff that's happening. So, Yeah, if you watch, as Mork says, if you watch Titans, watch the Doom Patrol episode. Yeah, um, the Doom Patrol episode in Titans is the best episode out of the Titans run. Of course, it's middle of the season, so it's around like 5 or 6, somewhere around there, or 8. I can't remember, somewhere in the middle. But it's really good. Battle Marcus says, just saw Doom Patrol episode 5. Wow, exactly, man. It just, every time you think it can't get any weirder, it does. And it's good weird. That's the whole thing. And you're just like, where the fuck has this been in all my life? You know, why have I been missing this? Why isn't this come in my life sooner than what it has now? Yeah. Um, yeah, Viking bitch. I am on that cusp as well. It's like I like that it's coming out once per week, but at the same time, I want to watch it all now. But I'm okay with it. It's something that's so good it needs to be savored. Jeff Johns. Well, see, Jeff Johns is okay. He was on Smallville when they kind of had that little turnaround. I think it was season 6 or season 7. Season 7, I think is what it was. And then it went to crap about midway through his season. So I don't know. Jeremy Carver is with Doom Patrol, so I believe. You think Ed Burr, that Jeff Johns is responsible for Titans, or because I mean, for Doom Patrol, it's definitely Jeremy Carver's baby on that one. It's not Jeff Johns. That's spearheading that one. Yes, Mr. Nobody is very meta. He breaks the fourth wall all the time and just making fun of comic book fans as well as the viewers, but in a lighthearted, good way. That yeah, it's great. Uh, Pen Farm Girl says, "Okay, I'll watch Doom Patrol." Yeah, I've got to say right now, Pen Farm Girl, of everything that's on TV right now, it is the best thing on TV right now, quite honestly. And I'm trying to think uh, of anything that's coming back, if it even beats it. And no, everything that's coming back, or yeah, I have to say, Doom Patrol is the best thing on TV right now. Yeah, yeah. Mr. Nobody couldn't break the fourth wall in the last episode. Yeah, that's true. Exactly works. Ed Brewer says it's good. Still like the Orville though. It's always got to be that one damn person in the room that says that. You know, it's good. It's all right. It's all right. It's no Orville though. Quick Phoebe a troll. Oh, that's pretty damn funny. I do have to admit that is funny. Man, you like what you like. I'll say that much. Uh, Doom Patrol's okay, but it's no Manimal. I'm sorry. I made myself laugh on that one. So I talked about this last week or the week before. That's right. Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles has a movie that's coming out this spring, and the trailer's been released. And all I can say was, holy fuck, I want to see this. It's not the usual DC animation that's been going on lately on their DC titles. Their DC titles, their animation's been really kind of whack lately. To use a colloquial term, whack. Yes, it was bad. Their animation as of late, but this animation looks pretty damn good. It actually goes back, I think, almost Bruce Timm standards at this point. And I'm very much looking forward to this because we also find out that the villains, the Batman villains, are going to start using some of the ooze, the transformative ooze that made the turtles who they are, to enhance themselves. And that's what I got out of the trailer. And I'm like, holy shit, I want to see this now. This actually looks really bad, really good, really bad. Sorry, I was reading Mork's comment down there and I was talking at the same time. And Yeah. Mork says, I used to watch Manimal, Airwolf, and Viper. All three were bad. They were. They were very bad. And if you threw in Street Hawk into that one too, into that mix, you got the trifecta. Well, not the trifecta, the quadfecta. The quadfecta. Yeah. I don't know if anyone remembers Street Hawk with good old Rex Smith. Ding. Sorry, that was me hitting the cup against the this guy down here. I was switching out cups to a glass of water. Yeah, I know, Emperor. It's hard to kind of scrub that one from your memory. I think the only thing that would take it out is a frontal lobotomy. Because, yeah, Street Hawk was just bad. Bad, bad, bad. Rex Smith. There we go. Rex Smith. Yes, thank you. Pirates of Penzance. So Linda Ronstadt and Rex Smith, Pirates of Penzance movie. That's all I'm going to say. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know why that came out. I think that cell was dying in my brain and it just wanted to give up and get itself out there in the world before it died. Mork says, I don't remember Street Hawk. You're lucky. Don't go and look it up. Do not. The Highwayman was bad, but the truck was awesome, is what Ricardo SPC. Yeah. Viking Bitch says, yes, drink lots of water to prevent a hangover. So recover from a hangover, Viking Bitch. It's a little different. Solid Gold host. Oh, man. I remember Solid Gold. Yeah. I was more of a Soul Train person myself. Solid Gold was for the dancers. Soul Train was for the music and the dancing, but yeah, Soul Train was where it was at. They always put it on a weird time too. It was like 11 a.m. on Saturdays, right after Saturday morning cartoons and stuff like that on ABC. I don't know. I take that back. So they had American Bandstand that was after the Saturday morning cartoons, and then after that was Soul Train. Yeah, Andy Gibb and Dionne Warwick. I'm hip. Can you dig it? Yes, Slurmy Scott, American Bandstand era. There you go. Yeah, people all over the world join hands. Exactly. See, there was a lot of strife back then, even then, and yet people found a way to kind of get along and dance together and all that kind of shit. So they need another Soul Train or American Bandstand to get that shit back together again. Stanley Tweedle says, I have a bad hip. Does that count? Possibly. Oh, so what else was I looking at here? I was looking at back in my day. Oh, speaking about Gotham, going back to Gotham, Cameron Monaghan, who plays the Joker, Jeremiah Velasco on Gotham, he tweeted out that he wants to play a comic accurate R-rated version of The Mask for the big screen. So for those of you who aren't familiar with The Mask, the comic, of course, the Jim Carrey movie everyone remembers from 25 years ago was a very good PG movie, but The Mask, the comic from Dark Horse Comics, was R-rated and gory. And it was like Deadpool in a way. It had that same kind of humor. It broke the fourth wall. That's what The Mask used to be. And he wants to play that version of it. He thinks it would play well. And I was actually remembering about this, thinking back on the comic, and I'm like, he's got something there. I think it could actually work if he was going to play if you want to do a sequel to it, if you will, you can do the Son of the Mask and have Jim Carrey be in it, like as a cameo or something, and then have him be Jim Carrey's son or something like that, and carrying over that mask from there. If they want to tie it in somehow, which of course they want to, and then you can go into the actual comic. So, yeah, I'm all for it myself. But Don't join your hand or you're going to crash at Movie Fanobi. Hey, Movie Fanobi, how are you tweeting those things out as you're driving? Keep your hands on the wheel. Stanley Tweedle says, but won't that lead to brand confusion? That will not test good with the focus groups. And I have a problem with all this gender pronoun stuff as well. It's very male centric. I don't think it should be a man or a woman. I think it should be a dog. I like dogs. If you didn't watch last night's Doom Patrol or the last episode of Doom Patrol, I'm sorry. It was something that was actually pretty funny, and it's something that's stuck in my head. It's there. I apologize now. Slurmy Scott says, Waylon Flowers and Madam did a show at a club I worked at. She was so nasty in person, it was rated XXX. Yeah, I remember Waylon Flowers. He used to get like blue in his show. They toned it down a lot for all the stuff that he was on TV, that he did on TV. Movie steers with his knees. Was that really a pug? It looked like a, kind of a mix between a pug and something else. I believe that's Slummy. Yeah, I think he does drive with his knees. Hopefully he's okay, not doing anything weird while he's driving. Keep your hands on the wheel there, Fanobi. I know you can hear me. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me better now? How's that? How's that move, Fanobi? Does that sound good? Yeah. Things I do in a live podcast to fuck things up, huh? So, I don't know if anyone remembers this, but there's a character from Marvel Comics called, and he was created in the 70s. This is during the whole Kung Fu phase that was going on. Shang-Chi is the name of the character. So Shang-Chi is a martial artist whose father was a descendant of Fu Manchu, if I remember correctly. Yes, it has its background in a lot of racist stuff, and it wasn't very PC at the time. Let's just say that. Okay. So, in the comics, Shang-Chi is the son of a China-based globalist who was raised and educated his progeny in his reclusive China compound, closed off to the outside world. The son trained in the martial arts and developed unsurpassed skills. He is eventually introduced to the outside world to do his father's bidding, and then has to come to grips with the fact that his revered father might not be the humanitarian he is claimed to be, and is closer to what others are calling him the devil's doctor. He might also be centuries old. There we go. And so this is going to be made into a movie now. Yeah. And it's found a director and a writer. And the director is Destin Daniel Cretton, is his name. And he directed Just Mercy, a film that he wrote that stars Brie Larson and Michael B. Jordan. So there you go there. And the person who's writing it is Dave Callahan, who I believe wrote part of Wonder Woman. So we have those people aboard this movie. And as with a lot of things, how should I say this? You can't be not a person of color in order to direct or write this kind of movie. And anymore, anyway. Excuse me. So that is what they had to do for this one. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, this taking things to a PC level of this nature of where we're going now. SNL actually with Idris Elba last Saturday had a great skit called "Can I Play That?" And it was three working actors, and they would describe a role, and they were to chime in and find out if they could play it or not. And One of them was Will Smith as, and this is a real controversy. Yeah, basically, what it turned out was that Will Smith couldn't play a character. Yeah. Oh God, everyone's gone off the rails on that one. But anyway, that is where we're at with movies being cast, written, directed, and it's no longer something where an actor plays another character, or you play someone who is not yourself. Now you need to be that person, or you can't act in that role. I get it. For some things, yes, I get it. For other things, it can't be for everything. God, I mean, oh, hey, little crispy tenders. Oh no, I'm sorry. A little crispy and a big gulp. That's your new superhero sex team? Okay. Thanks, Movie Novi. I thought someone else had just come in. Ah, you know what, Stanley Tweedle, don't ask for photos. That's all I'm going to say right now. He probably will send them to you, so don't ask for it. Um, okay, straighten up, or Dennis will time us all out. Exactly. You guys are going off the rails. Oh, Slurmy, don't do that. All right, I'm just going to keep moving on here with what we got going on in the. I'm almost done anyway. Um, yeah, actually, I believe I am. So what happens is I write up what I'm going to talk about here, and I skip around all the time. And I just realized as I was going through here that I've talked about everything I was going to talk about, which happens from time to time here. And since we going off the rails anyway, big Brightburn. Dennis saw the trailer. Yes, Morks, I did see the Brightburn trailer, the second one, and I'm interested to see where it's going to go. It looks like it's straight up horror movie, and with superpowers. I don't know how it's going to be, but yeah, I'm interested to see what it's going to be. It's all the Gunn family. It's the Gunn brothers that wrote the script. James Gunn is producing it. Uh, I think it should be fun. Yeah, it's not the first time with Viking Bitch that I've gotten derailed. I get derailed pretty easily now. Again, it's age. It happens. You get derailed, or you just forget, and yeah, keep moving on. Stay on track. There's no track to begin with. But yeah, Morks, I'm interested in seeing what that's going to be like. And then again, what came out, like we talked about, what just came out last night on Netflix, uh, Love, Death, Robots. Love, Death, and Robots. Yes. I'm interested in seeing that. I haven't gotten a chance to watch it yet. Like I said, I was really tired when I got home yesterday. So pretty much crashed after um, Doom Patrol, after I did my Doom Patrol cast there. Gotta get my medicine. See you all on the next one. Peace out. See you, Ed Brewer. Yeah, I'm almost done here. So it is 12 o'clock, and I'm already, what is an hour and a half into this? Yes. So that might actually be a pretty good stopping place at this point in time. So thank you all for everybody in the chat. Mork, Stanley Tweedle, Ricardo Aspie, Ed Brewer, Sculpted Leather Art by Viking Bitch, one of my wrenches, and my other wrench, Movie Fanobi, as well as Pen Farm Girl, and Feisty Fan came in. That was awesome. Slurmy Scott, of course. Who else came in here? Andrej Marek. Who else do I have in here? So I'm scrolling through and looking. And I believe that is it at the moment. So thank you all for joining me. And also, I want to say thank you to the 180 subscribers that have subscribed in. Let me know what you guys want to see, because I do have a couple spots open right now that I can review some stuff. I'll take a look at it, see if it's for me. and see if I want to review it or not. A little bit of business. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. Also hit the like button. If you don't like what you see, you can hit the dislike button as well. But I ask that if you hit the dislike button, tell me down in the chat or in the comment section some constructive criticism of what you didn't like. Not that, you know what, your reviews are horrible, and just leave it at that. That's great. Very constructive. So whatever. But if you're still on the fence, there's going to be some videos up in this area here that are going to take from my video library and match it against your algorithm of everything that you've watched and put the best video up there for you to watch. If you like what you see, then you hit the subscribe button that's going to be over on this side over here. So my schedule is up on my website, suspendedfanimation.com. You can also find that same schedule up on my Facebook page. Yes, I do have a Facebook page for Suspended Fanimation. I can also be found on Twitter. I can also be found on Instagram. All that stuff is there. Dennis, send VB your take before you decide to cover it or not. What was that? On Saturday Morning Blastoff? What are you talking about, Movie for Nebby? Send my take on what was it? On LD and R? What is LD and R? Sorry, my acronyms are not good anymore. So my acronym skills are bad. Oh, Love, Death, and Rocket. Love, Death, and Robots. There we go. Love, Death, and okay, I will. Yes, I will watch it, and I will let you guys know what I think of it. Like I said, I'm probably going to do like a Netflix roundup. I've been dancing around it for a while now. I might just need to shit or get off the pot on that one. So yes, sorry guys. You know, I was trying to do like this little thing called podcast. So I read stuff as it flies by on the chat here, and that's why I have to scroll up every now and then. And yes, my acronym skills. So the place where I work has so many acronyms. We literally have a web page of 8 web pages of nothing but acronyms. That's how many there are on there. And my first month when I started was going through those pages to learn all of those acronyms, which was a pain in the ass. That's all I can say. Yeah, she already got enough of those this morning, Morks, and Viking Bitch, and Stanley Tweedle. She has gotten them all. So, Lust, Death, and Robotech. Wow, actually, that's a good name, Movie Fanobi. Lust, Death, and Robotech. That'd be very interesting. There's a visual for you, Slurmy Scott. Dennis dancing around while shitting or getting off the pot. Exactly. And yes, by the scratch the door from the little one over there, my time is up. So take a look at the videos, see if you like them. Hit the subscribe button. Thank you all for being in the chat here. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you're going to get interrupted by a little dog who wants to go potty. Have a good day, everybody.